Hello guys and girls, welcome back. Today's question, what is harmony? So we have our track here and it revolves around this bass groove here, which is actually where we ended up at the end of episode 8, playing around with spacings of 2 and 3. So watch that if you're interested in how to get this kind of groove. But it's a good example because it's all on the one note. That means this track has no harmony yet. And even if I add another part here, let's make a quick lead. If I also use the same note, even though it's in a different octave above, we still have no harmony here. However, if I change that note, we now have 2 different pitches in the track, and that is what creates harmony. Harmony is the interplay between 2 or more different pitches. And if we pick certain pitches within a given scale, we can paint the whole mood of the track by choosing certain pitches that relate to the bass note here. For example, just picking between one of these 2 notes can drastically change the mood we're going after. Because our bass is on A, and by placing our lead on C, we imply that the track is in one of the minor sounding keys, whereas if I place it on C sharp, we imply that it's in one of the more major sounding keys. Now, harmony doesn't have to come from simultaneous parts interplaying together. Any part that moves in pitch, even if it's like this bass line here, just one note at a time, it can imply harmony. In fact, I did a video on this, Implied Harmony. Harmony doesn't have to be simultaneous. So if we modify this bass line to change pitch based on a certain scale, we can imply that scale and therefore the mood of the track. So I'm going to pick notes 1, 3 and 7 because those are good indicators of key. And as you can see, 1, 3 and 7 in A minor is A, C and G. So here's a bass line that implies the harmony of A minor. And if we want to imply major, we sharpen 3 and 7. So C sharp, G sharp. Obviously we keep the A as the 1. Here's major. So like we said, harmony is the interplay of multiple pitches, and they don't have to be simultaneous. In fact, this whole bass note versus higher notes principle is fundamental to harmony overall. In fact, I use that term on purpose, fundamental, because the root note of a chord or scale is called the fundamental, and it's usually expected for the bass to perform around the fundamental, i.e. note 1 of the scale. Let's expand on this concept a little further. So I'm going to put the bass back on just the 1 note, add the lead back in, but we're going to pick 2 notes for the lead now. And again, we're going to be strategic with which harmonies we create so we can paint certain moods. For example, building this lead out of just the notes B and C, that would be notes 2 and 3 in minor. So we create minor harmony with the bass, and that sounds like this. Now if I just move this B down 1, i.e. B flat or A sharp, we create a Corresion harmony, because we have A in the bass, A sharp and C here. Those are the first 3 notes of the Corresion scale. To get major, we keep the B as B natural and move the C up to C sharp like we did before. This is major harmony. And here's a cool one. We can keep the major third, but have a flattened second, back down to the B flat again. This creates what we call a double harmonic scale. One of the much rarer ones, mostly heard when people are trying to emulate Middle Eastern sounding music. So far, we've looked at these harmonies in isolation, and this is what we would call static harmony. If it's not moving anywhere, it's static. And you'll find this in certain genres more than others. Techno is definitely one where static harmony is quite common, and likewise some of its derivatives like techhouse. Whereas other genres, especially if they have progressive in the name, contain progressions of harmony progressions, chord progressions. And I think that's what we'll look at next time. So we'll wrap up here. What is harmony? It's the interplay of two or more pitches. And those can be from individual parts playing multiple pitches over time, or simultaneous pitches, effectively creating chords. As always, I hope this helped somebody. I'm trying to keep it nice and simple and all completely in a dance music context, because obviously music theory is a much deeper rabbit hole, especially in a jazz or classical context. So the reason for this series is to filter the relevant information to dance music. And by all means, if you have any burning questions, please put them below and I will make a video on them. So until next time, hit like if you liked, hit sub if you loved, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.